Всем привет, ребята! Меня зовут Matvia. What is up, guys? My name is Matthew. You're watching my YouTube channel. And so far, I've really only focused on Russian making videos, and I decided I would switch things up a little bit. So I'm going to try to make this video as short and sweet as possible. Basically, long story short, I have been invited to a wedding in Germany next May, and I thought it would be interesting for my own sake, and I guess the sake of this channel, to do a little experiment and do 6 months straight of AGATT, all German, all the time. So basically, the rules and the premises of this experiment that I am doing are as follows. Next semester, so I am a full-time, shouldn't say full-time, almost. I am a college student and I am a full-time employee, so I really don't have too much free time, which is another purpose of making this video, is just to prove there's really no excuses for not learning language. So basically, the premises of this is, first thing, I bought a German book from Berlitz. And I'm a big fan of the Berlitz method. If you don't know what that is, it's basically through immersion. That's kind of the entire purpose of this. They kind of skimp out on grammar, and it's basically immersion only, which is kind of the basis of my language learning theory. So I'm going to go through this entire book. I have about 36 days until next semester starts. Once that next semester starts, I'm not going to have time to go through this book. That's why I want to get it done in the meantime. Anyway, there are 284 pages in this book, so I'm going to try to do an average of at least 8 pages a day. Hopefully I can get through this book. I have some time off for Christmas and stuff, so I should be able to get through this book before the next semester starts, and I will be grateful for that. Once the next semester does start, I am actually taking an Intro to German class, which counts as one of my culture. I'm going into engineering, but I need to have a cultural credit, and I'm taking a German class. So that is going to help supplement. Obviously, I don't expect myself to learn German fluently through one German class, but that will definitely help supplement my studies, and I do need another, some credits for college. So it's kind of two birds, one stone tactic there. So that is the idea for that. A couple little statistics here that I kind of use as motivation. 1 in 5 U.S. homes speak a second language after English. Obviously, Spanish is number one by far. And if you want to look at a percentage here, it's at least through 2007 to 2008, it is 72%. If you look at colleges and universities, 49% Spanish, 11% French. Actually, Japanese is above German. Do you think German would be third? Bunch of weeaboos out there. 4.5% German, and Russian is actually 1.5%, which I find to be kind of sad. So that is the percentages with that. And also another interesting fact, I guess, German is actually extremely... I am of German ancestry, not that it really matters, but it's definitely something I've always found kind of curious, given the fact that my family's pretty much completely forgot about their roots. I think my great-grandfather is the last person to speak German, and nobody in my current family speaks... for the most part, speaks a lick of German. There's one or two exceptions. So I just thought it would be interesting for my own sake. I don't know why Americans aren't more curious about their ancestry background at all, but unfortunately they're not. And I just thought it would be interesting. So if you look at the numbers here, it's almost 3 million at 1910, and it's been a slow decline basically ever since, with the exception of 1980 for some odd reason. Obviously, I'm sure the world wars probably didn't help with that. But in my mind, if your enemy speaks a different language, wouldn't you understand what your enemy's saying just so you have a better idea? That's why actually I think learning Chinese would be probably one of the most useful, if not the most useful language you can learn right now, just given the current world circumstances. But that's just my personal thoughts. This is a map of the people that claim that they speak English around the world. Actually, I would imagine these numbers would be even higher. But anyway, the more green the countries are, the more that people speak English. I definitely think, at least in America and Europe too, a gigantic problem is too many people are speaking English. I actually think that it's a problem because it takes away from our culture. If I go to Germany and every single person speaks English without an accent, then what's the point of learning German? It's just a waste of time. It's useless. So, like, your own culture is really useless at that point. And I hate saying that, but that's just the truth of the matter. So, with that being said, anyway, as an American, I thought I would take some initiative. So, that's basically my reasoning. And basically, the idea is, unless it's absolutely necessary for work, for family, unless it's absolutely necessary for school, I will not be using English at all for the next 6 months until my trip starts. And I will do it before and an after. Again, this is an experiment to test my hypothesis. So I think this will be interesting for everyone. I have been learning Russian on and off basically for almost a decade now, and it would be very curious in my mind to start fresh and to see what the process is like again. So again, I am going to be making Anki cards for literally every word that is in this entire book. So by the end of the 1 month of this book, I'll have a crap ton of hopefully all the beginner words, I'll know all the beginner, know the alphabet, know the beginning conjugations, whatnot. I'll probably get some sort of form of the German equivalent of my favorite conjugation chart here, because I know they have cases in German as well. Thankfully, I'm at least aware of them now, so it should be a little easier for me. And again, German TV, something I'm going to have to get into, radio, books. So if anybody has any sources or can help me out at all, I'd be extremely interested. It's going to take a lot of discipline. And I'm not going to lie, learning a language, especially if you're going full AJATT, is not easy at all. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of, I want to watch something, I'm lazy, my mind's lazy, I just want to understand everything. And it's like, no, you're doing it in another language. If you don't understand half the words, then suck it up. So hopefully as time goes on, it'll get easier and easier. As far as media goes, the only thing I really know is Rammstein. I think Deutschland 83 is a show that I watched a little bit when I was younger. Obviously it doesn't subtitles, but that's literally about it. So this is completely new to me. It'll be very interesting, and I will see you on my next update. So every week I will be doing updates basically with what I've been doing throughout the week, my process, how much time I'm getting in every day to keep myself accountable. And I will, like I said, I'll be releasing those weekly, and we'll just see how they go. So hopefully there should be about 6 months worth. This is going to be absolutely brutal, but it'll be fun, and I'm definitely going to at least enjoy the results of this process. So thank all you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.